I'm Christy. Welcome to Upside Down Tulips Gardening Podcast.
I'm Edith. We have an original minisode for you.
Come north with us, where the growing season is short and in winter it can go down to minus 66 degrees.
Where when the cattle pee, they have to keep moving so the icicles they made don't freeze them to the ground.
Brr, let's go inside Antelope Twomey's feed and poetry store in Chugwater, Wyoming.
Upside Down Tulips.
That will be $20.19, please.
There you go.
Thank you. Please take your seat.
Excuse me?
Your seat for the poetry reading.
Oh, thank you, but I don't have
It's
time.
mandatory.
Mandatory?
Yes. It's Antelope's Feed and Poetry, is it not?
Yes, that's the name on the store, but I don't
You have bought feed. Now you must listen to the poetry.
Could I just not and say I did?
You're going to make me cry. Is that what you want?
No, oh my gosh, no. Don't cry. I'm just going to take my seat right now. Look at me, I'm walking.
Thank you.
Well, I better call my husband. Hi, honey. I'm going to be a little late. I'm at a mandatory poetry reading. Did you know that was a thing? I didn't. Anyway, I don't know how long it'll be or how long it'll last or when it'll even start. Oh, okay, it started. It looks like the registered person is also the poet. Okay, gotta go. But I'm going to record this for Upside Down Tulips podcast.
I am Antelope Twomey, the poet laureate of Wyoming.
I had no idea Wyoming had a poet laureate. She certainly looks artistic. She's wearing a hat brim on her head. No hat, just a brim.
I will now recite one of my original poems.
The crowd is a little fidgety. None of us, it seems, expected we would be in the audience for a poetry reading.
The name of my poem is Delia and Chad, a romance at the feed store.
Okay, I'm keeping an open mind.
Delia walked into the Payless feed store, strutting her stuff like her hips were keeping score, her multitudinous breasts out of her bodice almost poppin'. She ran into Chad, who was fertilizer shopping. Chad felt like he'd been hit with a swiveling flamethrower. In the biblical sense, he knew he had to know her. He was tall, hairy-chested, and his eyes were lean. He looked into Delia's eyes, a sparkling snot green. Their fingers touched as they reached for the seeds, and they knew that each one had what the other one needs. Both held tight to the last packet of Swiss chard, and both found that letting go was very, very hard. Delia found Chad to be much like Prince Charming. Even better, she thought, that he made his living farming. For Delia had a garden and also raised chickens. Would Chad be her rooster? He was hotter than the dickens. Their breath slow and heavy, their thighs postulating, the question at stake, shall they then be mating? It's a romance novel, so they have to for sure, for the hero's a farmer and the heroine not quite pure. They pledged undying love on a burlap bag of barley, throbbing to the reggaic beat of the Wailers and Bob Marley.
And the crowd goes wild. Why, Antelope Twomey is the people's poet. Sort of a Dylan Thomas meets Popeye's olive oil. I have to ask Edith what she would think of having her on Upside Down Tulips. Oh no, the chickens got scared out of their coops. This is not good. If I don't make it out alive, tell my handsome and handy husband I love him, and tell Edith to use more puns. People love puns. Excuse me. Pardon me. Oh dear. Oh my gourd. Edith, that was a little racy. Who knew gardening could be so sexy? I think I'm going to need to lie down for a little bit.
Well, we'll see you all next week. We will be sharing our hopes and dreams for our 2021 gardens.
I'll be dreaming of Chad.
In your dreams, does Chad say those 3 little words every woman wants to hear?
Yes. Let's plant something.
If you like Upside Down Tulips, please like, review, and subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts.
Special thanks to our friend Denise Gentilini, who wrote and performs the Upside Down Tulips theme song. And don't forget, if you make a mistake,
The garden will forgive you.
hey, Edith, what do you call an antelope that never gives up?
What?
Cantaloupe.
That's so silly.
See you next week, everybody.
Bye.
Upside down to